Hello YouTube, welcome back to the life of a virtual truck driver. I'm your host Captain Mac, and this is Captain Mac Trucking, and we are on what, episode 2 now. Kind of funny that I might actually get lost after one episode. And so here's the deal: we don't have a truck yet, we don't have access to the bank yet, so we can't take out a loan to get a truck. So our only option is to go to the job market and take quick jobs. Now once we have our own truck, we can go to the freight market, and those are usually worth a little more money, and we can start doing what we want. But for now, let's go ahead and grab a quick job here and let's take a look at what we got. Now the nice thing about quick jobs is it doesn't matter where they start. They basically just teleport you to the start location and off you go. And they're default sorted by highest price to lowest, meaning you make the most money from this job, and if you go all the way to the end here, you make the least money from this job. However, note right here, this job total pay is $1,448, and this one's $1,501. But on this one you make $11.09 a mile, and on this one you make $12.46 a mile. So you have to sort of balance that and determine what exactly is it that I'm concerned with. Am I concerned with the overall amount of money being made, or am I concerned with how much I'm making per mile? So for us right now, we're going to focus on just what's paying the highest. So we're going to grab this right here, and that's going to take us into Nevada anyway. And while we're out driving around, we certainly, actually we may not take that one. Let's take a look here. This one goes down to Barstow. So see, that takes us through Bakersfield, which we'll discover Bakersfield, and it takes us, of course, into Barstow, and we'll discover Barstow. And it gives us an opportunity to unlock those areas. So right now the only place we can get jobs from is Fresno. So that'll unlock 2 cities for us, and obviously we'll provide more work in the future. So we could take a look at the world map, see what the routes got in store. Let's do that real quick. So we're going down to Barstow, and it looks like it's going to take us right down this, down 99, down 58, and into Barstow. It doesn't really look like there's anything else along the way to open up. However, let's take a look here. If you zoom down and in Bakersfield, there's something that you can unlock here, and that might be a truck dealer, considering there's a little wrench right there. I think that's a truck dealer. And something else you can unlock here, which may be a recruiting agency. So we want to unlock truck dealers because that's going to give us more options to buy trucks once the come on, brain function. Once we have money to buy trucks, and then we want to unlock as many recruiting agencies as we can, because that's going to give us more opportunity to or it's going to give us more people to choose from when it comes time to start hiring drivers. So let's go ahead and take this route right here. We'll click on Take Job. It's going to warp us right to the truck, and we'll get this show on the road. And hopefully I'll do a better job parking than I did last time. Alright, so here we are. Let's take a quick look outside. I forgot on the last one, so it's, it's hard to see here. We're doing a sell goods trailer here. Now I do have the mod in for real paints on the trailers, so I'm hoping we'll see some of those, but I'm not sure. There's like 4 different mods for that, and I'm not sure which one is trailers for us and which one is trailers for other people. That guy's back. What is he doing? Scrubbing the door? I don't know what he's doing. That guy's on break. There are some other views. You get the top-down view, and then which one's the drive-by view? Might be that one. I don't remember. Anyway, that's kind of a cool view there. I like that. Okay, there we go. Now we get a good view of the truck. I like that. Just looking up on the highway for a second to see if we see any other trailers, but I don't. So I don't know. I activated the mod, but whatever. Let's get started. E to get going. Remember, we have to, if we want lights on, we got to turn them on. F4. We don't need to adjust mirrors, but the 3rd time lets us adjust the seat. I like to slide it all the way back and move it over at least 1 click, and that just gives me a better view. All right, we're raring to go here. Remember, no track IR for me because can't get it to work. So I have to look with the mouse. We got plenty of room here, so we can just get scooting. Alright, and we're off. Round number 2. We're going to be taking a right-hand turn out of here. Because of that fence in the bushes, I want to go ahead and make sure I give us plenty of room, so hopefully nobody's trying to turn in. And if we can avoid stopping, we will. Nobody coming left, nobody coming right. Nice wide turn here. Make sure that trailer doesn't drag across the curb there. Alright. So, I was mentioning the lights in the last episode. They are... Let's get the cruise control on here. I don't want to overspeed because you get tickets really easily. So I have found though, playing with this, that you can usually get away with 2 miles per hour over. Oh, you know what? I need to adjust that. There's a setting we need to change. Hey, look at that. Let's do that real quick so that you guys know how to do that. Where is it at? I think it's in gameplay. Let's double check. This is cruise control settings. So the grid step, see, it's at 5 kilometers an hour or miles per hour. We want it 1 per hour. So each time I click the button up or down, it's going to change by 1. That's what I prefer, because I hit it twice and it sped up way too fast. So, and we don't want a ticket. So we're at let's see. We want it to be at 32. We got to take a right here, don't we? Should pay attention to our. Okay, now we shouldn't get a ticket for this because you can make a right turn on a red light. However, if it's already red, you want to make sure nobody's coming, okay? Alright. I did mention the lights, though, last time. They change really fast, so that's something to keep in mind. If you're not already in the intersection by the time that light changes, you're going to get a ticket. That's the way it works. So... And now, I had also mentioned the cops, but then I didn't really talk about it. So let me tell you what my issue with the cops is. First of all, they're freaking everywhere. I mean everywhere. You will have a cop randomly pop up and you'll be like, what? Where'd he come from? And you'll get a ticket, okay? So the cops are everywhere. There's not that many cops in the U.S. There's a lot, but there's not that many. You'll see, like, sometimes you have new mail. We'll look at that in a minute. Sometimes you have like 3 or 4 cops all together. It's ridiculous. There's not that many cops, people. But here's what really bothers me. I got a ticket on my other profile. Again, I played this for a little while. I wanted to get used to it before I did any videos. Oh, come on. I got a ticket on my other profile. There was a cop ahead of me. Okay? He was at least as far ahead of me as twice the distance of this intersection. So he was up there quite a ways. And I was speeding. Now, here's the catch. I was matching his speed. I got a ticket for $1,000. $1,000 for speeding from the cop in front of me. First of all, he's speeding too. You can't give me. He didn't have his emergency lights on, right? He can't just go as fast as he wants. I know he probably thinks he can. Some of them probably do, but the weird thing, he was in front of me. How does he know how fast I was going? He was way in front of me. He don't know how fast I was going. I was like, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Watch, it's gonna drop to 30 here. I'll bet you. There it is, 30 miles an hour. See how it does that? There's no sign. There's no sign that says 30 miles an hour, but the speed limit changes. Now, as soon as we pass this leaving Fresno sign, it'll go back to 55. Watch. There it is, 55. You gotta watch these guys. Even the cars swing way out when they turn. It's a little crazy. Alright, taking a left turn, getting on the freeway here. Now again, I know it's a lot better if you look over there and see where you're going, but I don't have track IR and messing with the mouse can be a bit of a pain at times. So let's get this show on down the road here. We want to get up to, like I said, I think well, I've always gotten away with, let's use the blinker here. I've gotten away with 2 over on the speed limit. So if it says 55, you can pretty much get away with 57. So that's what we're going to be shooting for, is 2 over. Now when you go into Nevada, you'll find that the speed limit goes up to all the way up to 80 or 85. I don't remember which. That's a lot. That's high. But I don't think that that's how it would be for trucks. Alright, so there's 55. So I'll set the cruise and then I'll just add 2. And that way I don't have to mess with it. So my speed should hold at 57 now. It's just a lot easier to use the cruise control. I don't know if the more modern semi-trucks actually have cruise control in them. I would think that they do. Because these days, even a truck with, well, not just a truck, even a car with a manual gear shifter in it has cruise control. So I would imagine modern trucks have cruise control. The catch with cruise control in a standard, well, I'm thinking of a standard, a manual gear shifter. The catch with a cruise control and a manual gear shifter is if your speed gets too low, it can't drop gears automatically, so the cruise control will shut itself off. Now, of course, we're using the automatic function on this truck for the simulator here, so we don't have to worry about that. But in the real world, if you had cruise control on your semi-truck, which I don't know if they have it or not, to be honest with you anymore. You'd have to pay attention to it, because once your speed drops too low, now if you downshift in time, I think the cruise control stays on, but I'm not sure. I'll have to ask my cousin. I got a cousin who drives trucks. I got a bunch of family that drives trucks for a living. I have driven large semi-trucks, not professionally by any means and not legally, because in the United States, I don't know how it is in Europe, probably the same. In the United States, you have to have a commercial driver's license to drive a big semi-truck, and it's a big pain in the butt to get the license. Well, it's probably not that big of a pain in the butt, but if you're not going to drive them regularly, there's absolutely no reason to get the license. I mean, it's a waste of time and money. But you know, professional truck drivers, they have a commercial driver's license, and I don't know what all the testing standards and stuff are, but as I said, I've got a lot of family that drives trucks for a living, so I've had the opportunity. We're going to be exiting here. I've had the opportunity. You got to watch these guys on the exit. They slow down before the exit. They slow down before the exit, and you will ram into them. If you're in that lane and you're going to keep going, you better watch out, because they'll slow down even though they haven't exited yet. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I have had the opportunity to drive semi-trucks in the real world, only because I have some family that drives trucks. But aside from that, the biggest thing that I've ever driven... Get out of the way, dude. What are you waiting on? Oy. These guys are ridiculous. Okay, let's go ahead and start pulling out. Anyway, the biggest thing that I've ever driven is called a Cougar, and it looks like this. Yeah, I drove one of those when I was deployed to Iraq, so I have driven some big vehicles. City limit sign, it'll change to 30 watts. See, it changes to 30 right there, so you got to really keep an eye on that. Let's go to our map real quick. I want to make sure that we don't miss, where are we at here? There we are. I want to make sure we don't miss any, so just driving past both of these should reveal them to us. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then down here in Barstow, we're getting off and going over here, and I don't see anything in this part of Barstow, so looks like we won't have anything to discover there. Okay, so let's cruise on. Now, I'm looking for a mod, and maybe somebody watching right now knows where one is, where I can change the burger places to, you know, Burger King or McDonald's, because that's what we have here. So, might as well have it looking a little more realistic. But I have to say, the scenery is just splendid. I absolutely like it. Look at that. There's a cell phone tower over there. That gray pole, you can't really see it now. That gray pole is a cell phone tower. That's pretty cool. So they really, I mean, they went all out. Now, I've never been to Bakersfield. I've been past there, but so I don't know if that sign is actually there in Bakersfield. But they got some really neat stuff here. I mean, they really did a good job. I like this. The scenery's really neat. I love that there's, you know, the parking lot's full of cars, you know. Now, I'll tell you this, and it's obviously for good reason, but in reality, Southern California traffic, forget it. You're not driving down the highway like we just did. It's not happening. In reality, in Southern California, the traffic is atrocious. I mean, I lived out there for 8.5 years. I lived in the San Diego area, and I'm going to tell you right now, you know, if you don't know what rush hour is, it depends on where you live. I don't know if everybody's got a rush hour, but in the States, of course, you've got what's called rush hour, and that's basically when everybody's heading into work in the morning and when everybody's heading home from work in the evening is rush hour. Well, let me tell you, rush hour in Southern California starts at 4 in the morning and ends at like 11 at night. I mean, it's just nonstop. Rush hour never really quits in Southern California. So the worst times for rush hour, you've literally got stop and go traffic for miles and miles. We should get a notification that we discovered. That's a Peterbilt dealer over there. So we should hopefully get a notification as we pass it here that says that we've discovered it. Let's find out if we do. Come on. Probably after we pass the driveway here. Do we get it? Nope. I think we have to pull in there to get it. Well, that kind of stinks. I think it'd be worth the effort to go back and drive down there real quick. What do you think? No, there's not a good place to turn around. I could get turned around, but You know what? We'll get it another time. We'll discover this. See, there we go. We discovered a recruitment agency. I think we should have discovered that Peterbilt dealer without pulling in there. Now the speed limit sign says 65, but it's 55 for trucks. So 55 miles an hour for us. Yeah, we'll have to remember the next time we come to Bakersfield, we need to plan to drive down there and drive down that little driveway and make sure that we discover that Peterbilt dealer. Anyway, loving the scenery though. It looks really good. Looks really good. Oh, this is fun. If you've never been on one of these in the real world, driving on a road like this where it goes up and down, the only appropriate thing to do is put your foot to the floor and hit these hills as fast as you can, because they're just fun. It's like going on a mini roller coaster. Watch right here. Watch, the speed limit's gonna change. Oh, it didn't change. You made a liar out of me. Okay. What are those? Tumbleweeds. There's tumbleweeds. Look, they look like a herd of tumbleweeds coming across the road. Those things get huge. A tumbleweed it's a bush. It's a bush that dried out and died, and then it gets blown around by the wind. You don't want to hit those with your vehicle. Actually, you could actually damage your vehicle if you hit a tumbleweed doing 55, 60 miles an hour. It's crazy. Look at those things. They're like a little herd going across there. That's funny. It'd be kind of cool if they interacted with the vehicle, where you hit them and you see the thing go flying off to the side or something. Little tumbleweed action. What do we got here? This isn't really a town, is it? It's like a trailer park and a rest stop. Rest stops will become quite important, actually, once we have our own truck, because you have to rest every, what is it, every 10 hours or 12 hours or something? You must sleep. Now, the rule is that you have to sleep. The way it appears to be set up in this one, and I haven't pushed it too far, but your guy starts getting tired and yawning, and then sometimes like the edges of the screen get a little dark, and that tells you that he's about to fall asleep. I haven't pushed it until he fell asleep or anything like that, so I don't know if he actually does and then you crash and die. It'd be kind of interesting to find out though, wouldn't it? If I remember correctly, in Euro Truck Simulator, if you go a certain amount of time beyond your required rest period, I think you get fined. Ooh, this is gonna suck. Oh, we're heavy too. Come on. There we go. Try not to slam the brakes on, but I don't want to slam into him either. Kind of interesting that we're turning north here. I didn't notice that. Why are we taking the 15? These guys are, and I remember from Euro Truck Simulator it was the same. They are absolutely horrible about pulling out. Like, he will sit there for a month. It's ridiculous. I still haven't seen a single trailer that was, that's default. Pretty sure, I know that that one's default. That looks like default. I don't know about that one. I think that one's default too. Is he gonna pull out? About time. Nobody coming right, nobody coming left. You gotta watch it too, because the speed limit on here, they won't be able to stop in time. They will plow into you. And when you turn into the outside lane like this, I've been hit a couple times doing that. Not in this profile, but I've actually been run into a couple times. It's very frustrating. Now there's a weigh station up here. If you look on the little mini map there, the little GPS, it shows the little bars. That's a weigh station. So that's a fuel area, rest area, and a weigh station. Now that's where you can weigh the truck yourself. But there are some weigh stations where you'll get a little warning that says you need to pull into the weigh station. I've never blown past one, so I don't know if you get fined if you do or something. We're gonna be exiting right up here. Look, there's a cop. Imagine that. That's like the first one we've seen on this trip too. I just got done telling you guys there's cops everywhere, and now we've only seen one. Interesting. Anyway, if you get flagged for a weigh station in the U.S., it's a requirement. I don't know how it is in Europe, but in the U.S., you know, you have weight limits, especially on certain roads, and then you have max weight limits regardless of what road you're on. So, nobody coming that way. Let's do this. So the point is in the United States, you have to go to these weigh stations and make sure you're not overweight. So, okay. Now I think you can get exceptions. I mean, obviously sometimes people haul some crazy heavy cargo, but I think if it's a certain weight, we've discovered Barstow now. That's fantastic. I think if it's a certain weight, you have to get an oversized load permit, and then you have to have special placards and all that stuff. Anybody coming? No. Okay, we can take it wide then. So what I don't want my trailer to drag across the dirt there. Yeah, I've got a little room to work with, so if I had to, I could drag it across there. But you know, sometimes there's a curb there or a fence or something like that, and obviously you don't want to run into those. So we want to try and avoid that sort of thing. There's 32. We'll stick with that. There's the donut. Is that the donut shop? Yep, that's the donut shop. We're gonna have to hit up the donut shop. I like donuts. Nothing to discover down here as far as I know. Probably shouldn't run that red light though. There we go. So you can see the light's still green going the other way, so you can actually time it. Go ahead and hit the gas as soon as you see it turn red, and you'll probably be good. Don't quote me on that though. There's a garage there. They did a really good job. Look, there's graffiti on the side of it. That's awesome. I mean, it's kind of awesome and kind of not awesome, I guess. It's not awesome because in reality, a lot of these buildings would probably have graffiti on them, and graffiti's obnoxious. Like, seriously, what's the point in painting something ugly? I guess there's some graffiti that looks good, but I don't know. Anyway, the point is what's awesome is that they actually included that in their details. They really kind of got everything in there. Now, we should already have it turned on. You can see, just make it out over there. Those are stars in our little green spot there. That means that it's the hard parking spot. And that's specifically what we asked for because we get more experience points doing that. So here's what I like to do. Let's hit number 2 here. That lets us hop out. And this gives me an opportunity to get an overview of the parking space. And it looks like we might be able to sneak in between that other trailer and that pole there. And if we can, then we'll straighten it out and see if that helps us to back it in there. It's going to be a bit of a tight fit, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. So I want to cut it really hard right here. And then cut it back in hopes of getting that trailer straightened out. Make sure we don't run into anything. Ooh, this is going to be a tight fit, huh? My phone's making noise over here. Let's pull all the way up here, go back this way just a little bit to straighten out the trailer, and then let's stick our head out the window and let's back it up and try not to run into anything. So just a nice gentle left turn for the moment because we don't have a lot of room. Yeah, that's not even going to come close to working, is it? Okay. Well, we gave it a try, so I guess we'll have to go with Plan B. In case you're wondering what Plan B is, oh, I think the trailer just bumped into something. I am clearly not the best truck driver in the world, am I? Here's Plan B right here. Let's try not to run these guys over, huh? Alright. So we want to go left first. And then back to the right. Not yet. Oh, this is going to be a tough parking spot, huh? Okay, hard to the right. We'll see. We'll see. It'd be impressive if I get it in there. It's not going to happen on this one, though. That's alright. I might have been able to squeeze it in there. It doesn't look like it's touching, does it? At least I didn't get any damage on it. Alright, let's pull up over here a little bit. Let's try this again. Now, don't make too much fun of me for this, okay? Now we'll cut it hard. Nice and tight. Clearly, I am not the master of parking. But I'm going to try and squeeze it in there without jackknifing the truck. You think I'll get it? I don't know if they're going to give it to me. Nope. Not going to give it to me. That's alright. Guys in the yard are laughing at me. Like, look at this joker. He didn't have a clue what he's doing. Alright. Yeah, we'll get it this time. There we go. Not the best parking job on the planet, but we did get it in there without breaking anything, and we barely bumped into the concrete barrier. So we're good on all that. Let's see how much experience we got for that. Aye, we made it to level 2. Sweet. That means we're going to get to check out some new stuff here. Alright. So every time you level up, you get to choose one of these perks, if you will. Alright. So here's the deal. You get more money for hazmat stuff. Great. Okay, but what we're interested in right now is leveling up as quick as we can so we can get more of each of these things. So what we need to look at is what's available with each one. So if I pick long distance, the first rank gives me deliveries up to 400 miles, 5% higher reward for delivery distances longer than 250 miles, that's money, and then a plus 25% experience bonus for delivery distances longer than 250 miles. That's a pretty big deal. High value cargo, same thing, 5% more money, 18% experience bonus for high value delivery. Fragile cargo is going to be 22% experience bonus for fragile delivery. And then just in time, this is your moneymaker right here. So with just in time delivery, I unlock important deliveries. I get a 3% higher payout for finishing an important delivery, and I get a 20% experience bonus for finishing one. But here's the key. This is the only one that at level 2, okay, it unlocks a different type of just-in-time. It unlocks urgent deliveries. So I get an additional 3% reward. I get 10% higher for finishing an urgent delivery, which was one of these, or 30% experience bonus for finishing it, for a total of 30%, I guess. So by ranking up in this one, you can see the first 2 ranks give me a lot more experience right out the gate. So I want to unlock that one right away. So I'm going to grab one of those, and I'm going to get plus 20% experience for any important deliveries that I do. Alright, so I'm going to apply that. Let's take a look at our mail here real quick. We probably, let's see, brand new Kenworth trucks for sale at the Los Angeles dealer. Haven't we seen that one already? Let's see what truck dealers we've unlocked. Yeah, Los Angeles. So that one's unlocked. That's the only dealer available to us right now. We do not have the money to buy a truck, so we're not even going to look at it right now. We've only got $4,800. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. We're still doing quick jobs through the job market. You'll see that more jobs are available to us now because we've got 3 different cities unlocked. So we can take a job from any one of these cities to somewhere else. And we'll talk about that during the next episode. That's going to wrap it up for this one, folks. It's been a good time. It always is. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and if you haven't done so, click on that subscribe button down below. And just like when you're flying an airplane, keep the blue side up. But in this case, it doesn't matter what ATC says because you're not talking to them, right? I don't think that's going to work for this one. I'm going to have to come up with a different closing phrase. Let's put it to a vote. You guys tell me the best way to close out each episode for the life of a virtual truck driver, and that's what we'll go with. So until next time, have a good time, and keep on trucking.